You use a web browser every day on your devices, and you probably have one open right now watching this video. But do you really know how they work? In this video, you will learn what a web browser is and how it receives and displays content. Let's get started. A web browser, or browser for short, is a software application that you use to browse the World Wide Web. It works by sending a request to a web server and then receives a response containing the content that is to be displayed on the screen of your device. Once the browser is open on your device, there is the address bar where you input the address of the website that you want to visit. The address is commonly known as the Uniform Resource Locator, or URL for short. The URL contains the protocol, or the HTTP, the domain name, usually the name of the website, and the file path, or the path to the page that is displayed. When you make a request using this URL, the browser and server communicate using a protocol known as the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, or HTTP. Once the web browser receives the content, it displays it on the screen of your device. This exchange of information is made possible by something known as the request-response cycle. Now, let me demonstrate this using an example many of us are familiar with, searching the web. First, you open a web browser, which is a software application. Next, you type the name of your favorite search engine. The name you type contains something called a domain name. Then, when you press enter, the web browser sends a request across a network and connects to another computer on the internet called a web server. The web server is a special type of computer that allows other computers to make requests for data. The web server responds by sending a web page back to the browser. Once the browser receives all the response information, the search engine web page is made visible. The web page is a coded document that is rendered by the browser and then presented visually to you, the end user. Now that the search engine web page is loaded in the browser, you interact with that page to search for what you want to find. For example, type restaurants near me in the search bar and press the search button. Once again, the browser prepares and sends a request to the same search engine web server. This time, the request contains the added instructions to search for the phrase restaurants near me. The search engine web server processes the request by taking the keyword and using it to find the requested data. This data is stored in something called a database, which is connected to the web server. The web server then picks up that data and sends it back to the browser. When the web browser receives the full response from the web server, it again renders a visible web page with links to some restaurants, a map showing nearby locations, and more related information such as reviews, lists, and even reservations. Success, and all made possible by computers having a conversation. You have now gained an insight into how the request-response cycle works. And this web request cycle is very similar for a number of other activities we do online, be it chatting with friends, watching our favourite movie, or sharing files with our work colleagues. That is just a brief summary of how the internet works. The next time you search for something online, think of all the steps and data that gets exchanged to complete your request.